from catching nothing in this pond to catching every cast. Self-release. Oh, I have a fish on. Yeah, I'm getting bit every cast. You might ask, well, why do you keep coming back and trying? Partially because I'm crazy. Alright guys, I just filmed a mystery tackle box video, and I had my BFS rod and reel in the car, so I figured I'd try this pond out. I've been here a bunch of times, but I've never caught anything out of this pond, and I know there's fish here because I'm getting bit right now. What is biting me? I can't even see it. Sorry guys, get distracted too fast, but basically I've been here a bunch of times. I've never caught anything out of this pond, and so I usually just come here to film, but I also haven't had the BFS, and usually just downsizing, you know, will get you stuff, or at least present to the fish. I feel like if they're, you know, I don't know if this pond's super pressured or there's just not a, I see a lot of bait fish though, so I feel like there has to be fish in here, like decent sized fish in here. But again, is it just one of those ponds that's just pressured, heavily pressured? Okay, I see a little thing biting me here. There we go. Ah, yeah, I'm getting bit every cast. There we go. Nice little sunny. Little greenie. That's actually a decent size sunfish. Maybe that's all there is in here, but I'm literally getting bit every single cast. So I always recommend that too, if you're wherever you are, if you're fishing and you know you're at a pond or lake or whatever that's just really pressured, try downsizing your baits. I wasn't filming, but it doesn't always equate to small fish, right? Like these sunfish. But they are fun to catch, if I'm being honest. But last night I wasn't filming, and I usually take a day that I just go and fish without filming. And I hooked into a 3-pound largemouth, and that was a really fun fight. I think it took me about 10 minutes to get him to the bank. What was also kind of funny was it was actually this same setup here that I have now. I switched it out last night, but he was so heavy, he actually broke the hook off this jig head. And so that's why I was saying I was lucky to bank him, because the hook was in his mouth right when I pulled him in, and the jig head came off. And sorry not to harp on it too much, but there was 2 other guys there fishing last night, and I think both of them were using some kind of jig. Oh, I got a fish on. Hey buddy. Oops. Self-release. 2 of the guys were using, or I think they were both using jigs, and they were there. I mean, we were all pretty close in proximity, but I ended up catching 2 fish, 2 nice largemouth. Like I said, the 3-pounder was the second fish. First fish was probably maybe a little under 2 pounds. I didn't weigh him, but it just goes to show that, you know, sometimes you just gotta downsize. There's a ton of green fish in here. Just want to see if there's any bass. I mean, they have food source, that's for sure. Yeah, those are little bass, so where's the mamas at? Oh, I have a fish on. Sorry, dude, I didn't even know you were there. Calm down. Beautiful little fish, man. These are so fun to catch. I got another one. Well, downsizing your bait works, guys. I went from catching nothing in this pond to catching every cast. I'm gonna do one kind of walk around because I want to see if there's any bass here. Like I said, got something on. Another little greenie, I think. choked it, dude. My theory is if there is any bass here, because there's so much bait fish for them, they're just monster bass. They have no interest in anything else because they're just well fed. Or or the opposite, because the bass go to spawn and these green and bluegill eat all the fish eggs. But there might not be any bass here, and that could be why I never even got a nibble. Now that I downsized my bait, I have all the greenies in the world. I thought you were a little bass. Nice one, man. Nice hook set. That's funny, I had one. Some of these are just so little you don't even know. I mean, you feel the tug, but it, you know, it just kind of feels like they're just biting your soft plastic. If I had to guess, these greenies rule this pond, man. Might ask, well, why do you keep coming back and trying? Partially because I'm crazy. No, not really, but I think, I don't know. I mean, I've seen catches posted like on Fish Brain, like decent sized bass here, like a 4-pound bass actually. I've seen several catfish, black bullheads. Yeah, I'm not targeting those species, but I mean, I'm targeting the bass for sure. But I think the other thing is sometimes you gotta go to the pond several times. There's one example pond that I go to now that, thank you, buddy. I'm just gonna ski you, sorry. Same thing, right? I saw a lot of different catches. Not huge catches, but I think, you know, several, maybe 2-3 pounders. And in this one specific pond, so it was kind of close to my house. It was convenient, and that feels bigger. It was a convenient location for me, so I said, well, I'll go and fish this pond. It probably took me 10 visits before I even caught my first fish there. And to be honest, it was a dink for sure, but it kind of gave me just a little bit of confidence to keep going, to go back, right? And now, I mean, in that pond alone, I've caught 2 4-pounders, 3 or 4 3-pounders, several 2-pounders. Like, since that one dink, I have not caught any other dinks. So with all that said, I'm just saying, don't write off a pond. I will also mention one thing too, like, just depending on how long you've been fishing. For me, I mean, I grew up fishing, but bass fishing is something that I only picked up this last year. Hasn't even been a full year actually. So, I consider myself, still learning, picking up new techniques. I mean, I'm always trying to push myself to learn new techniques, especially when fishing kind of slows down, specifically in the winter. But I did that this past winter, and so what I've done is I feel like I've acquired a bunch of new skills, and so I went back out to ponds that have skunked me, and I've actually, because of the things I've learned, been able to catch fish there. Okay, that feels better. Oh, well, I did have a bite. Alright, we got some healthy grass in here, so that might mean if there are bass, they're probably hiding here. Yeah, I think if anything, it's just more inspirational to go out and retry a pond, or, you know, especially if it's been several months. Like, I almost wrote that pond off where I caught the 2 4-pounders and several 3s, and, you know, it's just like, dang. Yeah, I wish I could show you guys on camera the amount of bait fish in this pond. Gosh, it almost feels like it might be a pond where they grow. It's almost like if somebody had a private pond, right? You'd have a separate pond maybe to grow your bait fish. And you're like, the actual pond that you're supposed to fish is right up the street. Thank you, buddy. Alright, last cast, guys. Still no sign of bass, so I will take my losses. But I'm still gonna throw a toss in there. Ooh. No, another sunny. But at least bigger. Calm down, dude. Alright guys, thank you for coming along today. Till next time.